Hi, together with Oliver Hotz, I'm working on a lightwave displacement plugin, a bend deformer. I'm doing this video because we already have done an iteration of the plugin, and I personally wasn't very happy with the focus of the options that I've put forward. And so I've redone it, the operation in Nodes, because I do first things in Nodes and then put it into Python, and I'm doing a final iteration with Nodes, the design of the operation, and I'm basically looking for like a fast feedback on maybe you've used other bend tools in other softwares, and maybe there's some options that you've used that you find valuable, and if they're reasonable, I'll look into them maybe to put them in. So basically I'm going to show the options that I already have. It's probably too many, but cope with me. But the tool is mostly focused on animation values inputs. So while some of them could also be distance, something that it's probably more useful for modeling. For now, I'm thinking of them more for animation. So 0 to 1 parameters. Sometimes think it's more friendly for animation. So start off here. I have 3 bend methods. So the first one is driven by angle, and it's basically bends the object on itself based on that angle. The second one is driven by a radius. So I give a distance radius, and the object folds around that radius. So here, since I'm using the control null to give that input, kind of looks like the object is bending around the null. And the last one is it uses both a radius and an angle input. You'll notice that now the object is not bending the whole of it from bottom to top, just this section here. So as I put angle and radius in, the object bends, but it starts off in a small corner, and then the whole object is bent. And let me go here to another one where I have more options going on. So there's an offset, so I can change the center where the bend takes place. And I have here an option to basically snap to meaningful places, like the bottom of the object, the center, and the top. So you can get there through the offset input, or basically snap into those other 3 places with this option. Then there's sides, so one can basically just here I'm bending both sides, bottom and top. Can just bend the top, and I think maybe this is a nice default. You can also see that I have another offset other than the center. There's also this offset, which basically moves the bending up and down the axis. So here I've chosen the y-axis, so you can see when I change the direction that it basically rotates around the y-axis. And so this offset is probably nice for like a carpet unrolling or something along those lines. And so yeah, I can bend the top, I can bend just the bottom, and that's it. I have another option that is a swap center. So with that, I can, let me put this back to where it was. So with that, I can, instead of having the object bending on itself, in this case around the control object, it's like the object kind of sticks on the given radius and bends around the center, the pivot. So it's another way to have basically the same deformation, just a different focus. And then there's the rotation model. So when I'm using an angle input, I can have this. So if I put here 90 degrees, where are those 90 degrees? So let me see if I can draw on top of this. So those 90 degrees are in here. So it's the arc, the whole arc has 90 degrees. But maybe I want one of the sides to snap into a 90-degree direction relative to the axis I've chosen, in this case the y-axis. So maybe I want something that has 90 degrees like this. Okay, so to the y-axis, and that's why there's the other option where it will guarantee that the biggest side will always have the input angle, the angle you input there. So here's 90 degrees to the y-axis, and if I offset it, you now see that both do 90 degrees because they both are the biggest side, and then the bottom becomes the biggest side and the bottom does 90 degrees with the y-axis. So two rotation models when the angle input is used. So then there's offsets, like offsets to the mesh before the actual bend. So let me select here one offset null, put this out. These are not yet like they're fully in their final they're like they will be in the end. I have some orders that are not yet well. So for example, here this is doing this, but it should be just twisting this object from bottom to top. But for now, I have it like this. But I think I can use here the scaling. And so basically it allows from the bottom to the top of the object to have the transformations. So you can do that like that carpet rolling or this coil or other shapes that you could do with the bend, but kind of need a little tweak on one side or the other. And then there's the cutoff. So I can cut off the bend from one side to the other. Let me remove this offset here. Yeah, it's probably better shown with a simpler. So I can cut off the bend from here, from the bottom to the top, or from the top to the bottom. So it's a way to kind of cut off the effect and let one of the sides be the one that you kind of want to drive the other. Or if I, for example, even if I have like some crazy offset, like so, there's a global interpolation between the unbent and the bent object. So this is your unbent object, and then you can interpolate the parameters, not the point positions. Otherwise it would look ugly between the unbent and the bent. So there's only one thing that I haven't added here in Lightwave that I had to do once when I was doing a book rig for a soft image model, and it's curl. So you have the bending taking place, and then there's this parameter curl, which is, I think it's quite nice. It makes sense to add to a bend operation. So you're basically rotating a little bit the object before bending it, and it kind of gives this sensation of like page curl, which I think it's very neat and could be useful. And then even if you use an offset here, so it kind of looks like it's unfolding. So I think it's I could add this to what I already have. So that's it. This is basically what I intend to put in. Let me know if I'm missing something basic, obvious, or very neat. And if it's reasonable, I'll look into it. Cheers.